Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Take two for today. Yes, how is everybody today? I'm doing all right, and everything's been pretty good here. Very foggy today. We've had a lot of rain from the La Nina, and which is fine. So, anyways, yeah, going to do a bit of show and tell today. But before I get to that, I sought and got some advice from a good friend on how to improve uh, the viewing experience of my videos. And so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try and minimize the white space, show my face a little bit more. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so that, and what's the other thing? Oh, yeah, I'm going to commit some more time to learning OBS Studio. So hopefully I'll be able to dress up my videos and maybe film two and put them together, or whatever the case may be. I'll fiddle around with that. So a bit of show and tell today. And the first thing to show and tell is what comes to every hobbyist sooner or later, sometimes more frequently than not, or other. Have to clean up the hobby room. Not just dusting the stuff, but reorganizing all the boxes, all the stuff that's just been lying around, like it's an old quartermaster store. Stuff stacked and piled and stuffed. And anyways, so this made my wife very happy. And to show her happiness, she allowed me to repatriate some space in the closet that had been she had commandeered for pillows. And so the pillows are now gone, and you'll see in a minute what I've done with that space. Okay, so yeah, so I guess we'll start with that. We'll start with a little bit of a tour here. So there's a chest of drawers here, a little dresser. It's got three big deep drawers, and unfortunately it's built right into the wall. This was done before we moved in. It's built right into the wall, so it can't be pulled out and another display shelf put there. But so I put this here, which before was over in the corner and had the SR-71 and the Apollo 11 rocket on it. And to top it off, we've got my pride and joy, the carrier launch set that I bought when I was in Shizuoka, Japan last year. And then moving over here, I'm going to try not to disconnect the cord like what I did last time. That's why this is take two. And so yeah, so here we go. We've got I've got my work cut out for me when it comes to model kits. Most of these are unbuilt, but there's a few works in progress. Good old Akagi is there, and the Yorktown. They're just pretty much waiting for the Yorktown's waiting for finishing touches. And then we've got the dirty old display shelf from before. And got a new display shelf. Ta-da. Isn't that nice? Yeah. $140 from you know where. There's a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. I completed that. Not a fancy kit, but it was fun. Looks good on the shelf. And now we bring her back here. Still some stuff to do. There's always stuff to do. And I got some new wall shelves. Yeah, so I got 4 of those. And yeah, so and other stuff got put in the corner there beside the cat's litter box. Excuse me. So yeah, making progress as far as that goes. put WD-40 on my chair so it doesn't squeak all the time. And oh, and yeah, might as well. Got some Presto cheapo figures here. I primed them. These are I think they're 125 or 124. They're gonna go with the Chevy Bel Air. What else have we got? I was waiting on paint for the Humber kit. I'm gonna start showing things now, so I'm gonna turn this down so we can see that. Okay, so what else have we got? Oh yeah, the Humber. Yeah, I've been working on the Humber, and here's the base. And you like the murky water effect there? Let me. There you go. I undercoated that with brown and black, and then I used the Tamiya clear acrylic for that. And then we've got the rest of the base here. I'm very pleased with that. It's a great little kit, as you'd expect, from an old Matchbox. And yeah, the reason what I was waiting on to finish the Humber. I was waiting on this. Our local hobby shop is a fair ways away, so it's not always convenient to get up there. But I got this from Amazon. I haven't used Army Painter stuff before, although I've heard good things about it. So hopefully, and this will be Desert Yellow, made in Italy. Like I say, I've heard good things about it, so hopefully it'll be good. Oh, and I forgot. Go back up again here. New glasses. I got 2 pairs. And these are the ones for working in the hobby room. The other ones I'm going to wear for every day. These are a little bit heavier, as you can tell. I'm pleased with both pairs. Got a great deal at Costco. So nothing to complain about there. So, and then I've got these. Let's see here. Now I use I got these. You saw those before. They're normal hair brushes, whatever. Got back down again. But these, I got these for figures. These, get in the good light there. These are nylon. See how fine the tip is there? And these are normally used for painting fingernails. Very fine lines. You know how the ladies get mostly the ladies get their nails done nicely. You know where they come from, and you just can't avoid it sometimes. I mean, what can you do? So, but yeah, those should be really good. Should improve my figure painting. Okay, now put that back. Oh, and I wanted to, a little face again, a little face. Yeah, I wanted to, well, let me go back a bit. Um, I, I, I always avoided using Amazon. Uh, until I got back into hobbying, I wasn't a big consumer anyways. Um, but the fact of the matter is, uh, well, when I first started model railroading in 2022, um, there's only one hobby shop here in town, and the next one's all the way down in Victoria, over a mountain, over 100 kilometers away. Excuse me. And those are the only other hobby shops on the island. And our local hobby shop, although he could order train stuff, he didn't have any train stuff. And so I didn't really have a lot of options. So I we have other hobby-ish stores like Michael's, but there's no Hobby Lobby here or anything like that. There was a store down in Duncan, just about an hour, I don't know, half an hour's drive. But the fella retired, and they just, like happens usually now with those things, they just sold off all the stock and closed up. So, which is unfortunate. And also, Peter Oxley was mentioning too when he was at Telford. It's unfortunate, but young people aren't just they're just not interested in this kind of stuff. You might get some more interested in the trains, but they're mostly all like this. And when I watch stuff on YouTube, you get those things that come up at the beginning for the apps and games and stuff, and it's all shooting and explosions and blowing things up. No wonder everything's all screwed up. Nobody sits quietly and does anything patiently anymore. Anyways, don't want this to turn into a total rant. It's unfortunate and it's sad because it does. Our hobby does provide so many opportunities, not just for fun and skills development, but for fellowship too. So uh, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I've been very fortunate. And I think most people are, but for the most, although Peter Oxley was complaining today about some abusive commenters on his channel, and there's really no place for that. I mean, if you have a different point of view, fine, put your different point of view forward. If you um, if somebody needs to be corrected, just correct them nicely. Just say, you know what, this, it's actually like this. And you can get into debates and all sorts of stuff about that. And Peter and I, we talked about it because he, along with a lot of other YouTubers lately, seem to have been losing views. Not losing subscribers, but losing views. His stuff wasn't getting viewed as much, and it wasn't popping up as much. I think they fixed that. There was a problem with the algorithm, and I did actually see a couple surveys pop up from YouTube asking about the experience on that particular day. So I guess they became aware of it, and um, I think it's better now. But it's the algorithm, right? So yeah. So I had always avoided Amazon. I didn't. I always assumed and figured, like everybody else, that Jeff Bezos has enough money; he doesn't need any of mine. Um, but then I got into the railroading, and there was just no other option. It was the only way I could get stuff, and so it's yeah. But since then, I'm a convert. I'm afraid to say. Well, I'm not afraid to say, uh, and I get it. And someone else put up a post just the other day, if not yesterday, encouraging people to shop locally and not use Amazon and so on and so forth. And I shop whatever I can get locally. I'm happy to get locally. If Matt doesn't have it in stock at the hobby shop, then he's usually more than happy to order it and can get just about anything. Um, he got hooked up with ICM. What was it, last year or earlier this year, maybe even? And I was one of his first customers to ask for an ICM kit. And he's like, "Oh," and I said, "Yeah, they're great kits." And he said, "Yeah, I just signed up with them with their distributor. They have one distributor in Canada, and it's in Toronto, which is like 4,500 kilometers away. Not far enough, but yeah." Anyways, so it takes about a week for anything we order to get there, but there's no shipping fee. And he also has access to a warehouse on the mainland in the Vancouver area, where they stock all kinds of stuff, and I'm sure they do stuff for Amazon too. Like just a fulfillment center, I guess they call them now. So yeah, yeah. So you got to balance things off, and I've kind of revised my opinion. Okay, you can call it a cop out if you want, but I prefer to call it a revision of opinion. And the way I like to look at it is, I'm not sure Bezos, just like Biden, gets his cut. But the way I look at it is that when I spend money with Amazon, a lot of that money is also going to the people who drive the trucks, the people who work in the warehouses, the people who are behind the scenes doing the tech work. If you're in Canada, you know the mess Canada Post has been for decades now. But in particular, we've had 2 strikes in the last year. We're still going through rotating strikes. I grew up in the 60s and 70s where you could count on it every year right around Christmas time. And and if it wasn't the inside workers, it was the letter carriers. If it wasn't the letter carriers, it was the outside workers, or it was all 3 of them, whether they were in a legal position to strike or not. Wildcat strikes here, there, everywhere. And people like Bezos are showing them how it's done. I mean, really. I mean, the logistics that are required. I mean, it's but then again, he's using 21st century technology, and the Canada Post is using 1960s technology. So anyway, so that's the way I look at it. So I'm all for local, and I make every effort to buy things locally. But just in our particular semi-isolation from the civilized world here in the central Vancouver Island, I guess you have to kind of compromise. So that's the way I look at it. And yeah, Bezos ends up getting some, but most of what he gets is from the stock price. And I guess dividends, I don't know. Does Amazon pay dividends? I expect they do, but if they don't, anyways. So yeah, so that's the way that I look at it. So yeah, definitely people buy local for Christmas. Buy local as much as you can all the time. But don't feel guilty if you have to resort to other avenues. So, okay, so yeah, so that's that. Okay, so here we go, back down. Yes. And we've got the star of the show today. The Academy 135 M1151 Advanced Armament Carrier, which is basically a Humvee on steroids. It's the 2nd generation Humvee before the MRAPs came in. I'm a fan of Academy. They make good kits. Their Macava 3 was just a honey of a kit, built up beautifully. There it is. I'm very proud of this. I think this is one of the best builds that I've ever done. And so, yeah, it's a fabulous kit and very reasonably priced. Okay, so after some minor adjustments to the camera and the lighting, here we go. So yeah, so we got it's a 135 scale, and also I'll put up an end screen. There's a fascinating video of the Academy injection molding process. So I'll put that up as an end screen, and it shows you the whole thing from start to finish. Um, on the side of the box here, we get very nice photos of the completed kit, and again here, and yeah, this is typical of their box art. It's okay, not bad. I don't know. It just seems a little cartoonish to me, and it's the same. It's the same style for most of their kits. And if it's hand painted, they don't put the name on there usually. But this is this is good. They're rolling along there, and then I guess this is a tank transporter or some sort of heavy truck that got blown away, hopefully by them. And yeah, so the kit, I think this was about $45 Canadian, which is and includes 2 figures. So from what I've seen of it, it's well worth it. But I'll get into it a little more in just a moment. We'll start with just a bit of history. As I said, it's kind of like a Humvee on steroids. Um, the original Humvee, the M1151A2, it was contracted out for AM General, and has a heavier chassis, improved engine to handle add-on armor, built on an expanded capacity vehicle chassis, which allows for more passengers or additional supplies, up to 2,300 pounds. So over a ton of cargo, that's pretty good. It's 2 or 4 seat variant. And they're still in use now. So let's get into it. Now, before we do that, this had no tape, this had no plastic wrap, I should say. So I opened it because and others have heard me complain, and I guess somebody sort of listened, because they did this instead of slapping it on the thing. So, but anyways, yeah, since there was no plastic wrap, I opened it up just to have a peek, and everything looks fine. So we'll take a look at this. And these are the usual Academy things. They always say check the bags, check the parts, make sure everything's there before you open the bags, which is kind of weird, but anyways, sometimes you wouldn't notice until you open the bag. But in any case, I expect they're fair about it. And then they give you some basic tips, which is nice. And here we have it's basically a one-piece rear part and front hood or bonnet. And then we have this bag, which has 3 sprue racks in it. We have some clear parts, and we have another bag that has 2 sprue racks and the tires. Clear parts are perfect. No smudges, no scratches. They're nice and clear, well defined. Nothing to complain about there. And you know, there's some Academy kits out there. They started off at a fairly basic level, and they did a lot of reboxings and other things. So some of their earlier kits they're not bad. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but they're at the lower end of the price point, and but they're good, solid builds. So here we go. Okay, and here one little thing broke off here, and looks like we have a 30 cal, but it looks kind of short. I don't know, we'll see about that. Yeah, these are like little boxes and doodads and little bits of accessory pieces. And then we have the front part. It's not super detailed. I mean, they're pretty basic, but yeah, I mean, you've got nice raised rivets here, which is what you'd expect. And yeah, so everything's well molded. I'm not seeing any flash. Here we got doors, windows, side panels. And our 2 figures. Now, these look pretty good, but Academy figures can be really bad, especially the 172 ones. And I see this here. I don't know if you can, I'll get this out of the way. I'll have to zoom. There we go. You see Buddy's arm there? Dang, he got quite the gash there. Looks like his arm's been ripped open to the bone. But fortunately, that is going to be on the inside, or it might even be, like up, sitting on a thing. I don't know which guy this is. I think this is the guy climbing out. You can see here. That's the best view. This one. You see the guy climbing out the side there. So you're probably not going to see that anyways. So there you go. And again, not a tiny bit of flash. I mean, you can see here, these things are these are the side mount mirrors, I guess, and they're quite delicately molded. The facial expressions, well, one guy has like a muffler across his face for the sand. The other guy, oh no, he doesn't have a muffler. He's got goggles, which are pre-painted on, or pre-molded on. And then this guy, he has a pretty good expression. So they're making strides there. Um, excuse me. Okay, now. There's another little piece of something that fell off or broke off. And these are plastic tires, obviously molded in black. They have very nice tread, very well pronounced tread. And so I expect that they will put together well, and they'll look great when they're decorated. Oh, here we have another piece that seems to have detached itself. There's a tiny bit of flash here, but yeah. And then we've got the hubs here, front grille, spring suspension, transmission, differential, drivetrain, all that stuff. This is all one piece. And I guess these are the axles. Yeah, what do you call it? Something bars. And then here, this is the 4-seater version, so you get 4 seats. I suppose you could make it the 2-seater version if you want. And this looks to be mostly little doodads and add-ons, little hooks, lights, lamps, gas and water cans. Again, all very nicely molded and no flash whatsoever. The only thing I'd say about Academy, really, I mean, like I said, I'm a fan. Oh, there's a bit of photo etch here too. Looks like for the exhaust pipes, and looks like sensible photo etch. I hate stupid photo etch. And then we have a decal set. Looks like two different liveries. Maybe not. There's different ID. And yeah, different ID numbers and so forth. And there's some very tiny little things there. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go to the recycling. Okay. And for some reason, this is done in 2 different booklets. I think because, anyways, we'll get to that. Okay. And so here we are. And again, we have a photograph of the front of the box, basically. And another photograph of the completed kit. So yeah, the only thing about Academy I wish is that they would put a little information about the subject. They have 1 or 2 kits where they do that, but even then it's very brief. But they could kick it up a notch if they did that. And then they give you various different paints, different manufacturers, what you're going to need for the photo etch. Okay, so yeah, we'll get into the instructions here. We've got a photo, black and white photo, obviously, of the box, and we've got another black and white photo of the actual built completed model. There. And they give you all the different, they give you the paint numbers as they appear in the instructions, the name of the paint, and various different manufacturers. They include GSI Krios, Life Color, Humbrol, Testers, and Model Master. They don't include Tamiya, which is kind of mean, but all the names are there. Excuse me. Time for some orange Fanta. And also, what have we got? I got a set from Vallejo. Dark sand. Iraqi sand. Okay, so here we go. And we start off with the wheels. Let's see if I can. There. Excuse me. so you'll be able to see this better. And so yeah, so we get the glossary at the top, or the legend, and you know, glue, don't glue. There's a poly cap goes in there. That's for the wheels. Here's the front and rear axle, and those parts there. You go here. All the paint numbers are there. What do they say? 1 is silver, 2 is flat black. And those sub-assemblies go on, and we've got the what do you call it, the drive shafts, spring suspension, armored protection, tie rods, that's what those are called. Tie rods, bit of accessory here, shovel and its rack holder. Nice little blow up here of how that's supposed to look when it's done. And there we go. And then we move on to the rear and the dashboard. Or maybe it's not the dashboard. No, this is the rear with the mud flaps. Then we've got the wheels. Front panel with the hooks. Put the wheels on. Then we've got the grill. Again, we've got a nice blow up, shows you how that goes in. The spare and the spare holder. Windscreen. Pieces of the hood. Side panels. Dashboard. Seats. Blow up of the assembly for the seats. Why there's only 3 when there's 4 seats, I'm not sure, but I guess 2 are the same. And we've got some decals here. We've got some detailing of the interior here. I don't know, that looks like it might be like a radio box or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think, yeah, it looks like radio box and technology center. And that looks like some kind of a stool, folding stool, or whatever you call it. And then we've got side panels. Moving up here. Got the doors, assembling the doors, the windows, handles. They're clear about which is which. Instructions are very clear. The only thing I could ask for is, that they, for some of the things, like, just put what this is. Yeah, to me it does that. But anyways, excuse me. Orange Fanta time again. Boy, that's good stuff. Doors can be assembled for either open or closed. One door open, so you can take advantage of the figure stepping out. And there we go. This looks like maybe a fire extinguisher. And it looks like this would be for the Marine Corps version. Then the top goes on the bottom. Then we've got the cupola or turret. And then, oh my goodness, look at, yeah, machine gun that's got a lot of parts. Two-piece barrel, and you've got the body of it, and the ammo case, yeah, all of that stuff. And it's good they blow that up nicely, and then so it goes in there. That takes us up to step 18. Yeah. Anyways. And then we have here steps 19 and 20, completing the kit. The little accessories, extras. There's no motor. I'm sure you noticed that already. And then zoom this out. There. And then we've got, again, they don't tell you which version is which here. I assume one is the U.S. Marine Corps. But anyways, so yeah, so we've got the two different paint schemes. Basically, just one is the solid desert yellow, and then this one is the more triple camouflage. This will be interesting, trying to do this. This guy looks like he's on a bit of a bender, but he's designed to look like he's getting out of the vehicle. And so yeah, so I'm pleased with the figures there. As I said, Academy figures can be somewhat somewhat yeah. And yeah, and then we get a nice sprue tree or sprue rack map here. So very nice. That's going to be fun. I expect it'll go together just as well as the Merkava did. Okay, so now it's time to rate the kit. And I use a 12-point system, 10 standard points, 2 points for packaging, up to 2 points for sprues, up to 3 points for the parts, and up to 3 points for the instructions. For those 4 categories, there's also a 1/4 point bonus available for any wow factors, extra stuff, whatever the case may be, like reasonable photo etch figures, they're a bonus too. And then up to 1 full bonus point for what I call value, and that's the amount of enjoyment I expect to get out of the kit in relation to its cost, as far as hours are concerned. Oh yes, Academy, Korean company, made in Korea. So there you go. All right, so on packaging, yeah, nothing to take away. So it's that's going to be 2 points. The sprues, I'm going to give those 1.75 because there were a couple of parts that had broken off, and that might have been in the handling, but good thing that everything is in, what do you call it, in cellophane wrap. And for the parts themselves, quality of plastics excellent. detail. I mean, you know, it's armor plate, right? You know, you got the rivets are good, all that kind of stuff. Everything's good as far as that goes. Decals and masks. You know, you get a decal set. Again, it's not a you know, there's not a lot of markings on them purposely. But I'm going to give them an extra quarter point for the PE. So that's going to be 3.25. And as far as the instructions, I'm going to ding them a quarter point for because they don't put in any service notes. But otherwise, the instructions are clear. They are in black and white, but so what? They're laid out nicely. You get blow ups where they're needed. So that, you know, that's a 2.75 there. Excuse me. As far as value is concerned, at $45, I think it's a very good value. I'm going to give it a half a point. You know, and if you know, for example, in the UK, this would probably be, well, you know, $45 probably that's about $22 or 22 pounds, something like that, 20 euros. I don't know. I don't keep up with the exchange rates anymore. Yeah, so let's just add her up here. Okay, that brings us to 10.25, which is very respectable out of 12. And is that right? 2, 4, 5, 8, 10. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, well worth it. And yeah, decent kit. I'm not disappointed whatsoever. Okay, so thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate everybody's time. Show you my face again. Lots of stuff going on, and of course, winter coming on, and with the bad weather, you know, spending a lot more time in the hobby room. That's one reason I got it tidied up. Excuse me. Next step is cleaning the table, yeah, or the workbench, which again, that's going to be for another day. All right, so thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it, and everybody take it easy. Bye now.